The Respect Young People's programme is a 12 to 13 week programme of support and intervention that works with young people and their families. So it could be parents or carers, and in some cases, siblings. The purpose of it is to try and support families to end issues around the young person using violence and abusive behaviour within that family environment. But the objective as well is to try and keep families together, to keep them safe. And to rebuild attachments as well between the young person and the rest of their family members. Child and adolescent parent violence and abuse, we use the abbreviation CAPVA in Respect Young People's Service because it is a bit of a mouthful. It's basically a repeated pattern of behaviour used by the young person towards their parents and carers, and the behaviours could be anything from coercive and controlling behaviour to emotional, psychological abuse through to physical abuse and violence. Again, what we need to think about when we think about CAPVA is the fact that this just doesn't impact the young person using those behaviours and their parent carers, but also any other family members that may be living within that environment. So that young person is a child. We do not use terminology like perpetrators when we're working with children. We do not label them as perpetrators. What we aim to do is try to address additional factors that might be contributing towards that young person's behaviour. We know from case file analysis and audits across services that use the Respect Young People's programme that around 75% of young people are victims of domestic abuse that use these behaviours. But there are additional factors as well. So what we tend to do is look at families from an ecological perspective. What other things are impacting them and affecting them and going on in their lives? What other stressors are there that might be impacting that young person's behaviour? And it's very, very rare that there isn't something that can be found. So our programme really supports families and young people to work through these issues and these needs. For families that access our programme, Respect Young People's programme, we see really significant changes for families that work through it. We have findings and evaluations from one of our areas that are delivering the work where missing incidents for young people have completely stopped. Or the education has improved. So young people who weren't in full-time education, there's been a massive increase in them going back to school. But more importantly, the feedback from the young people and the parent carers about how much their relationships with the young people have improved and how much valuable time that they spend together. And basically the change in the dynamic and the atmosphere at home and how much more positive everybody feels.